Let's take a look at how we're going to create and complete our hero presentation. So this is the template that you're going to use, and everyone has their own template. So once you open this up, you're good to go. So first off, on the front, obviously, name of a hero. This will be the name of the person that you have selected that you think is something great, new, original, something that is admired by many people, including yourself. You also include your name on here as well, so we know who did the presentation. So let's start off with the basics of this person. Where are they from? When were they born? When did they die? Kids, what are they doing right now? What kinds of basic biographical information would we need about this person to kind of understand who and what they are? This was pretty straightforward. This might be a great place to include a picture as well, maybe one of those portraits or one of those little headshots of that person. And then we're going to get to the main life events. Now, this is a little bit different than the background. The background is that biographical information, their age, their, where they live, or, what is the thing that they are known for, their title, right? But then we look at the main life events. And these are the things that we can point to and say, here are the major things in their lives that made them the person that they are. What could those things be? When they graduated college. Maybe it's when they did the first whatever that they're known for. If it's a boxer, it was their first win, or their last win, or the biggest win, right? Or when they brought the whatever belt, to whatever weight class belts together. These are those kinds of things that we can point to and say, this is the evolution. This is how this person went from here to here and became greater and became more of a hero. Now, the thing about this is that this will be in chronological order. So we do want to see them in order. Putting dates with that would be awesome. That would be best. Most of the information you're going to find will have dates attached to it. Even if it's just a year, if you have an exact date, great. Maybe it's just the year, but we do want those in chronological order. If you need to have additional slides, you can just duplicate this and keep adding dates and things to it. Again, this also might be a great place to put in another picture. In the end, you're going to have at least 5 pictures. You don't have to put them in the content. You can put them in their own. But this would be, it's a nice way to kind of break up the slides a little bit, makes it a little easier when you do your presentation. So, let's put chronological order of main events. If you need extra slides, you can. Don't feel like you have to limit yourself to just 4, which is the number of lines that I have. Then this is the thing that makes them the hero. What are the things that they have done? Give us reasons, justification, proof. Okay. Now, let's say that you found like some sort of war hero. A war hero is somebody that did something really amazing in battle. And so in those life events, you tell those things. Here's the things that they did. They did this. They enlisted. They deployed. They had this thing happen. Well, here then is where we look at the actual things that make them a hero. And this could be qualities. This could be a greater explanation of the thing that they did, where you go more in depth or whatever. But this is where you really build your case for being a hero. So again, if we go back to slide 2, here's the background, the biographical information. Here's the things we need to know about them, right? Here's how their life developed and how they got to this point right here, the hero status. This one and this slide here, and it could go, realistically, we could put this in a couple of different places, but I think this is just a nice place to put it right here. Accomplishments and awards. What were they known for? They were given whatever award. They were on the cover of Time magazine. They were 100 most influential people. They got their first billion-view video or whatever, right? What were their major accomplishments? Now, I would like you to think about these in connection to their hero status or something about what they are, what they're noted for. Maybe somebody won whatever award in college, but it doesn't really have to do with the thing that they're known for. So it does need to be some sort of connection, or it does need to show like, their background or their information. They need to be relevant kind of awards and accomplishments. It doesn't necessarily have to be an award. It could be things that they've done, major things that they've done, major things that they accomplished or completed or got through. Again, a picture of that award or that person receiving the award or doing the thing that got them that award would be a great place to, this would be a great place to put something like that. And then we come down to this piece right here, which really brings us all for full circle. When we talk about the hero, we talk about what a hero is, we kind of have that definition that we start with, but you could have picked anybody, right? And a lot of these definitions are general enough that you may think this person's a hero, but maybe I wouldn't have picked that person because I saw him a little bit differently, right? So this is where you get to justify why you picked this person. What makes them a hero to you? Now, be careful. You don't want to say, why did I pick this person? Because I'm really into sports and I thought this would be a great guy. I mean, it's going to be something like, he plays baseball, I play baseball, I try to emulate, my style of play like his, right? You want to be able to tie your choice to them and their qualities or whatever, and show why you picked them as a hero. Not why you picked them because it was the first person on whatever list, or it seemed easy, or something like that. I mean, yeah, that's obvious why you picked them, but it's why you thought they were a hero. Now, all of the sources that you use, we're going to use here. We're going to include that in that list and that works cited. I would suggest you use the MyBib to be able to include all those and just drop them in right here. This last slide gives you an explanation of how this grade will be broken down. So this is 40 points total. 35 points total. And this is a unit assessment. It backs up against your Unit 5 assessment. So this takes the place of a Unit 6 test. And what we really want to see is your ability to research, to make an argument, and then speak and present about it. So first off, 10 points, that is a huge percentage. That's almost a third of the points. You being able to explain and justify and prove why this person's a hero. Now, that's going to be on all the slides. That's not just on that one, what makes him a hero and why did I pick him. It's going to be throughout. You have to be able to show throughout the presentation why this person's a hero. Quality of information, that's another 5 points. So, almost half of the points come from these two things right here. The research, right? And so when we talk about quality of information, that you found relevant information, you found good sources, that you really pulled in meaningful content, right? If on the background you say he was born on and lived in this city and died in whatever, that's important to know, but there's more to him than that, right? And if you stop right there, that's not good quality, right? If you say I picked him as a hero because I really liked what he did, well, that's not real in depth, right? So the quality of the information. The works cited, having all of your sources included, that's up to 3 points. That is both having the list of the sources you used and that they're in MLA style. Pictures, you have to have at least 5. You get a point for each, right? Grammar and spelling, 3 more points. Just making sure that you spell things correctly, that things look right, that you took the time to clean up your presentation. Neatness of presentation, consistent design, 2 points. So one of the things that I really like to push when we do presentations, a lot of times people will just put stuff wherever, right? Like here's a piece of text and a picture and one overlaps the other, or they're just kind of randomly thrown in there. That's difficult to look at, and that's difficult to be able to pull information out of, right? And so you want to make sure that your design is neat and clean so that the reader or the audience doesn't have problem trying to decipher the information that you have. Now, I do want to remind you that this is, this isn't a design class. This isn't a PowerPoint class, that there are, I understand that this isn't your forte and that we haven't spent much time really working on how to do that. I get that. And that's, I'm not going to like really go crazy on, like, oh my gosh, there's like one pica space difference between these two. But just the fact that it looks like you did intentional work and it's clean and neat. You get 2 more points for changing this up in using a theme. You'll notice I gave you white slides with black text. I just gave you the basic. If you did nothing else to this but type in your information and put in your pictures, you're fine. Okay. You're not going to get the 2 points for the theme. Okay. But that's, 2 out of 35. Not a horrible thing. But this is a place where you can get 2 extra points really quickly and easily, right? Like 2 more points, bam, done. Changing things up, making this your own, showing that you put some time and effort into something. When people see some piece of work from a person, one of the things that they really want to know is that this person cared about it and that they did the thing that needed to be done to make it impressive. Because if I just see the plain basic whatever, I'm like, okay, they didn't really care much about it. So did they really care much about the information? This just helps build some trust and confidence with your audience. I will suggest that if you are going to change the theme, and there is up here this theme button up at the top, and then it will give you some theme options here. You could also go down, you could Google search free Google slide templates, and you find all kinds of different templates you can use if you want. I would just suggest that if you are going to do this kind of theme, that you do that first. If you go in and you type a bunch of stuff and then you change the theme, sometimes things will shift or they'll move around. The font will be different sizes and whatever. And so what you thought looked good and fit into a space, it won't. It may not after that, right? So if you're going to do like a theme, like picking one of these themes, I would really suggest that you do it first and then type in your information. Finally, the last piece, the right here, and this is the big one. This is the one that many of you will get a little anxious about. And this is the actual presenting of your information, getting up in front of the class and sharing what you have found with others. Okay. Again, this is not a speech class. We are not talking about, speech quality, body control, inflections and intonations and those kinds of things. I get that, right? I know that. But it is also important for you to get up and speak. If you get up and you speak and it is easy enough to hear you throughout the room, we're good. If you get up there and you just stare at the board and you just read off a bunch of stuff, you mumble it and it's hard to hear you and whatever, you're not going to get all those points. Okay. So again, we just want to see you up and speaking and understanding, of course, that this isn't a speech class, but that there is an emphasis put on your ability to share your information with others. So if you go into the assignment, the unit assessment 516, you'll see this. You'll see some other information as well for you to get you started. I am excited to see what kind of heroes you pick. Remember, there's no right answer or wrong answer to this as long as you can justify your choice by showing what makes them a hero. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to Ms. McGuire. And good luck, everybody.